Hello, welcome to the new video. Today we're going to take a look at the community day that's going to be happening on the 31st of August from 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. The Popplio Community Day. Of course, we're not going to take a look only at those things here real quick as well. That's just a reminder for you. We're going to take a look at 6 top teams that you can run around Primarina, because Primarina actually is going to be a very good Pokemon for the upcoming season of the Go Battle League. For sure, a community that you don't want to miss for all 3 leagues. And so let's dive right into it. We also already know how good Sparkling Area is going to be. It's going to be a new signature move of this Pokemon. You don't need an elite term for this move, but it's also not going to be worth it because it is basically Hydro Cannon but plus 5 energy. So Hydro Cannon is literally better. Also for PvE, Hydro Cannon is going to be the better move. Sparkling Area has literally 0 play. So great thing that Niantic introduced this move. Anyway, you're going to have here, otherwise of course, the bonuses. We're going to have 3 times catch XP, we have 3 times instants and lures, we're going to have 2 times candy for catching, and all that good stuff. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to actually play the community day, so that is going to be a little bit annoying for me, but it is what it is. Here, still going to be, hopefully I can still do some videos though, but here going to be these stats that you kind of want for Primarina: 0, 15, 14, 2, 15, 13, as well as 15, 15, 15, of course, for the Go Battle League. The pre-evolution is cool as well, but usually it's not really a great one, so Brion, you most likely can skip out there as well, but yeah, definitely get a Primarina for all 3 leagues. It is quite important. Also remember to use Draw of Time or Spatial Rent. But yeah, this is going to be it for this part. Let's move right into the teams. Also, while we're at it here, feel free to leave a like on this video, would really appreciate it. Now we're going to take a look at the community day teams for Primarina. We're going to have here those that are going to work next season, not this season, next season. So like you have to wait like 3 more days after the community day for those teams to really going to work, but those are designed to be even better for the next season. I think most of them you can actually use immediately as well. But yeah, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, as you can move on to team number 1. Here we're going to have a team and also just generally a core that is going to be amazing for the upcoming season. We're going to have Primarina Alone Sandslash core. Alone Sandslash being weak to fighting type Pokemon, to ground type Pokemon, to fire type Pokemon. And Primarina being able to resist all 3 types is going to be one of the best core that you can have for sure. And so this is going to be definitely a core also that you can use for the Open Ultra League if you have the Pokemon. Anyway, as I'll say swap for this team, we're going to have Feraligatr. Feraligatr is going to be the best Pokemon most likely for the next season based on what we are kind of thinking here so far. So yeah, Feraligatr definitely something that you want to pick up, definitely a team that you want to pick up as well. And so this is going to be for sure a team that is looking very, very good. You see as well, first one is going to be Primarina with Charm. It's going to be always one team with Charm Primarina and one team with Waterfall Primarina. So the next team here, we want to have Waterfall Primarina. Here, I feel like the core of Waterfall Primarina and Abomasnow is going to be great. I am just a bit too worried with Abomasnow with Powder Snow that you would be a little bit too weak with Waterfall against the opponent's Feraligatrs. That is basically where I would put a Licky here up a little bit in front there. 2 rollout users. I'm going to cover up a lot of the weaknesses as well. For example, Primarina is going to be weak against that electric typing, and you have the Drill Run for this on the Dunsparce, which is going to be very important. But also Primarina is good against Dark type Pokemon, and so the Shadow Ball of Licky is most likely not going to find a Dark type as a target, which is going to be very, very cool for you as well. But anyway, if you want to have like a different kind of counter to it, you can also go for the Waterfall, if you have the Waterfall Primarina, you can use, of course, the Abomasnow there as well. Look at the team here, there's not a lot that really breaks it, to be fair. Gastrodon is not really a core breaker, Melama not really a core breaker, all of our Pokemon are kind of neutral to it. I guess Machamp can be a little bit of a trickier one, but I still think you're going to be fine in the 2-shield scenario just because you do a ton of damage against it. But the losses that you have here are mainly Pokemon that are quite neutral towards you. Like Wigglytuff, you're going to definitely be able to beat as a team here, and so it's not going to be the biggest issue for sure. But again, if you would go ahead and go for the Abomasnow, like matchups like the Gastrodon, which is very neutral against all the Pokemon that you have, would be definitely a little bit more in your favor. Moving on to team number 3, we're going to have the Ultra League team here. We're going to have the Cobalion in the lead. Going to be a very good Pokemon to counter most of the Steel-type Pokemon that you don't want to face. And we're going to have a double Charm team here, kinda. And of course, not really. We're going to have Fairy and Clefable, which is a little bit better than the Charm variant of Clefable for sure. Then we're going to use Clefable, as I'll say so, from Primarina in the back. But you can also decide to do it the other way around. Other way around, going to allow you to maybe bait out something like a Talonflame or something like this and still punish it with a new move, Hydro Cannon, which is going to be the cheapest move Primarina can get to. But yeah, Clefable is going to be a very good Pokemon in the back there as well together with it. What I do like as well, which I think I like a little bit more even than the Cobalion, is the Shadow variant of the Dusclops. I think it's going to be a bit of a better one, but this team definitely should work out quite well. Team number 4, we're going to have actually a double, like an ABB style line here as well with the Waterfall variant of the Primarina. We're going to have Drapion as a Saysop. And those Pokemon actually kind of combine quite decently because we have Waterfall anyway in the lead here, doing a lot of like water type damage. But we're going to have a Saysop now that has still water type damage with the Aqua Tail Drapion. And so I think this is going to be a very solid team and also very decent at beating the Pokemon that you don't want to face with it. Because even against like Registeel, you're still going to be fine with Waterfall plus the Hydro Cannon. You're still going to do a ton of damage against it. And then you can swap out and want to catch a move or something like this, but also against the Pokemon that you usually would lose to, you have some decent answers here, like Vorizion is going to lose against that Skuntank, and so that is going to be a very solid team to run for the upcoming season, and for sure something that you should try out. Team number 5, we're going to go up now into the Open Master League. This Pokemon is going to shine the most actually in the Master League, which is kind of quite interesting for a starter Pokemon here. But the Water and Fairy typing is just going to be very, very good in this league. And also, the other Water and Fairy type Pokemon that was decent in the league got nerfed this season in Tapu Fini getting that Surf nerf. Anyway, we're going to see here the Saysop is going to be either Zygarde, but I would rather recommend you to go for Groudon because Groudon is a little bit more accessible. Of course, if you have a Zygarde, Zygarde is the way to go. The Zygarde complete form, by far the best Pokemon in the current game here for sure there. But anyway, we have Primarina, we have Groudon, and we're going to have Rhyperior in the back. Rhyperior Primarina core is perfect. Rhyperior, being weak basically to other water type Pokemon, you can charm them down, but also against like fighting type Pokemon, which you can charm down as well. And being able to resist something like the electric typing is very good. Of course, this team is going to struggle against any grass type Pokemon like the Zarude, but those are very, very difficult, or like they're difficult to get, but also yeah, very rare to encounter. But for the Zarude especially, you still have Charm for it. Charm is going to be better than a Vine Whip on it, so you would be able to win this in a 2-shot scenario for sure with your Primarina. And also if you swap out then into your Groudon and bait it out, you have Dragon Tail plus Fire Punch, which are both going to hit them quite hard. So like I don't even think grass type Pokemon would be the biggest issue for this team. Looking at the stats here, Landorus Therian might be a little bit of a problem for it, could be the case, but usually your Elite is fine. Even Groudon with Dragon Tail plus Fire Punch is fine against the Landorus, so I'm not even too worried about it. Zarude, as said before, is going to be maybe a little bit of a problem, but basically anything else is going to be fine for this team. Also something like a Ho-Oh you're going to be able to answer quite easily here. Especially the cool thing about Ho-Oh as well, Rhyperior can resist every single charge move unless they're running the legacy move Earthquake, which nobody currently does, so that is a great thing as well. Moving on to the final team, there's going to be more of a classic line here that you would imagine to see around the Primarina. This team here is going to be for sure something that you will see quite a lot in the upcoming season. We're going to have Waterfall Primarina as a Saysop, we're going to have the Rhyperior in the lead and the Xerneas in the back, or the Zacian, or the Togekiss, or any kind of fairy type Pokemon that you want. You can have Shadow Gardevoir if you want to, but basically, idea here is Rhyperior, one of the best answers to the Ho-Oh. If they want to swap back, like if you lose a lead basically and you swap into your Primarina and you're maybe going to be able to get out the Ho-Oh expecting you to be a Charmer, then you would be totally fine there as well with the Waterfall. It is just basically a trap here for any kind of fire type Pokemon, and that is going to be quite decent, or any kind of Pokemon that can usually answer those fairy type Pokemon. And this is going to be even stronger this season because of Hydro Cannon, as Waterfall Hydro Cannon is going to be able to beat mainly the Pokemon that would be going after those Charm users. So for example, Steel type Pokemon like the Dusk main form of Necrozma is not going to be safe anymore against your Primarina, and this is going to be a huge benefit for it. So this team for sure going to work out quite well also against Pokemon like Primarina, like against the Palkia Origin form here for example. Primarina going to be totally fine. You can use like if you're going to encounter Palkia Origin form in the lead, horrible lead for you, but you can swap out basically on an Aqua Tail into the Primarina. You have Waterfall, I know, but still they're very likely going to swap out because it's such a bad matchup for them still, and then you still have a Xerneas / a Togekiss or any kind of fairy type Pokemon in the back. And so I feel like this is going to be one of the most dominating teams for the upcoming Master League season, and it's going to utilize the Community Day Pokemon Primarina. So hopefully this is going to help you out a bit as well. For sure, get a Primarina for every 3 leagues. It's one of the best community days of the season, and so feel free to leave a like on the video as well, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.